right, hello Team TGM fans. So we have a kind of an interesting opportunity here to get together with Owen and Hugh, drivers of this particular car, and Ted, owner of the team here at the TGM North, I guess we'll call it, Atlanta shop. So we just want to take a couple minutes and talk about the significance of this car and maybe reminisce a little bit about the season and about what brought you to this car, or the championship to this car, and and how those things kind of played out. So I don't know, Hugh, you want to start off with where did it start for you guys?
Yeah. So what a season, 2018. I think it's one we all look back on and say, wow, that what a year that was. For me, it was so big because it was TGM's their first win, which was huge. To have a win and then to have back-to-back wins, it doesn't get any better than that. I think winning the championship for TGM, their first championship, like storybook kind of thing. Doing it with, a team owner, Ted Giovanis, who is so passionate about this. He's not only my teammate, because obviously he drives the other car, but he's our team owner and he's a great friend. So that's amazing to me. But I think Owen and I came together that year and just so many things really went right, and the team came together. We were running on, no pun intended, on all 8 cylinders. A lot of things went our way. Strategy went our way. I don't know what, Owen.
Yeah,
you did such an amazing job.
We never had we didn't really have the fastest car that year, and Ted, to his credit, he's put the best team together with Joe Barty and some other people on this team are just unbelievable. And to drive with you that year, and it was storybook. This thing, first win for Mercedes in North America, and I think that was huge. I mean, some of the stuff we got from them to win at Lime Rock after that race, and to see that. And, this car ran 776 laps every lap. Never finished outside the top 10 in an IMSA race that season.
That's unheard of, I think.
As I say, that's not insignificant to say that, because that just doesn't happen. Especially at that time, 2018 was the first year for this car and with this team. Right. Ted, how, when you brought that together, what was your expectation for the year? Well, I mean, what were you realistically thinking about?
Well, certainly we didn't. We weren't thinking about winning the championship. It was an objective, but we didn't think we had a real shot at it. But what we were doing is we wanted to. Initially, it started at late 17. We wanted to switch platforms to something that was a little bit more enduring, and we thought a turbocharged motor would be more enduring because it can get adjustments with the BOP for boost. And so we did that, and then we just jumped in with both feet. We got 2 new cars originally, and then eventually we had a third car that was a backup car, and it all we did a lot of testing like we normally do, trying to figure out what we needed for the cars, and progressed through this the first part of the year, trying to learn more about it, what it liked and what it didn't like. And so I think that sort of was what we did. And then when we eventually saw the performance of it, then with the first win, it was like a really big deal. And we said, you could start to see what was possible, and the consistency of the points of the finishes got us to be in the hunt early. And so we didn't, not having DNFs and having cars in the top 10 or in the top 5 kind of gets you in the hunt.
Yeah,
and then your wins kick you up.
And it wasn't just the one win. I mean, it was the culmination of everything. And Owen, maybe you can speak a little bit to, how you start to, when you head down that path, all of a sudden now the picture becomes bigger, maybe it becomes clearer, and so you're looking ahead. Because I know you and I had talked about that, what the possibilities were. When does that light come on and you say, okay, we're on something special here?
I mean, for us, when I first signed with Team TGM, I think, and then I got paired with Hugh, that, I mean, we hit it off right from Daytona. I mean, I think as far as the setups that we liked, our driving styles are similar, just everything clicked. And it's like one of those years that you just like, how do you repeat that again? And you try to figure out what the magic sauce was. And I don't know if it really was a magic sauce, but we just clicked right from day one, from Daytona. And I don't know if you thought about a championship that year. I mean, it was a new team for me, and come into this, and we just wanted to have good finishes. And we just tried to put it together and be consistent. And I think before we knew it, we won at Lime Rock, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, we're in contention here. And I think we kind of snuck up on people that year because we didn't have the fastest car. I mean, there was a funny story at Daytona that when we first took it out, just the way the VOP was on the thing was like, I think you're like
slow as hell.
You're like, Joe's like, all right, get on it. I'm on it. And it wasn't doing anything, but everything just worked out.
But I think that brings it back full circle. What you just said, you know, Joe's saying get on it, and you're like, I am on it. Well, it's not just you guys in the car that make for the championship, right? It's the whole team. Right. Everybody's got to be together on the same page and moving forward and understanding what's going on and making that work, you know, for it all to come together.
I think one of the, to be honest with you, one of the at least surprising wins, and probably the one that puts that in context, was the win at Laguna, because Hugh was driving and we were holding. We were telling him to hold, and he maybe it dawned on him or didn't, but it was a few mileage race, and we were telling him to conserve pace, control, you know, hit your mark, hit your lap time, and he was like, but the other cars are pulling away, and what we were
and the cars behind me are catching up behind me.
Good on you.
You always have to and conserve.
Yeah, but we had it measured. The crew had it measured that some of the cars that were ahead of them were going to run out of fuel, and then we got to a certain magic point where we said, "Cut loose, go get them, go race," and that's when he did. Once we knew he was certain to be able to finish, and then. And then it became a question. We were worried about him, like we were worried about the other cars running out of fuel precipitously and him hitting them. So we were trying to say, watch out. We think the X number car is going to
maybe has a new tire behind you, or
right. And so you're giving them information, but you're trying to. Originally, that's what was happening. We were telling him to hold position and hit a lap time, which was. Because we had measured out what his fuel burn would be at that lap time, so we were just saying burn that and don't burn any more. And he was like, "Yeah, but this guy's catching me in my mirror, and the guys in front of me are pulling away." And we're like, just hold. And then when he cut loose, it was kind of unbelievable. He made a pass. Well, he made a pass for the win, a couple of turns from the end, and it was like going between two guys, and it was like, whoa, that was pretty close. And so,
but
it was a great,
it was a great
finish.
that I have to, you know, me as a driver, any driver has to really trust their team owner, their person that's speaking to them. You know, I am literally just driving this car. I have no idea what the rest of the field is doing, my competition is doing. I'm just trying to, and you completely give all your trust.
Right. So it's a faith thing, right? You have to have faith that the information you're giving you, because you just want to rip.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that, but it's, you know, I'm seeing, you know, looking at my watch under yellow, and I'm seeing, I know that I'm getting close to running out of fuel, and, you know, Ted and Joe figuring all this out, and, you know, you just leave complete trust to them that they're going to put me on the runway, right? Because they're the air traffic control to me just, you know, driving or flying or whatever it is. But, you know, at that point, you just trust. So it's really cool to make great things happen with people that you absolutely throw your trust to them. So, yeah, I think that was no drama, you know, keep the car clean with some wins, and we do it.
Yeah.
So,
and we had, I mean, some cool races that, I mean, Laguna's one that, I mean, you drove the wheels off of it, and BIR, we go into that one with the rain.
Yeah.
And, you know, Joe comes on the radio, he's like,
Owen is out there in an absolute monsoon. I want to talk about him for a second, because this guy did the most unbelievable job in just doing exactly what he had to do, giving me a clean car, always up front, Owen Trinkler. And, you know, you can't, whatever setup he wanted to go with, I'm good with. So when I say no drama, that's where the no drama is.
And still today, even though we're not driving the same car, this team is clicking on all cylinders. And I mean, that race, I remember joke, hey Bubba, I mean, we were talking about Reigns and stuff and on this, and he called it great, and he's like, you know, you want to go to Reigns, we go to Reigns. And I knew exactly in my head, if I went to Reigns, we weren't going to win the race. And I'm like, Joe, just put fuel in it, and I'll be fine. I'll make sure it's okay. And, you know, it's always funny because I don't think you passed a car that day.
No, I just kept it
Kept it clean.
Owen gave it to me.
And it was out front, and the other car's pitted, and he comes to the front, and he's like, all right, Bubba, you're the leader.
I think he's the only person on the racetrack with dry tires on.
Yeah. So it was just a cool year and to be a part of it. So
yeah, and you never know that magic is going to happen like that. And you know, hindsight's always 20/20, right? So in the moment you're making those decisions, and they're falling your way, and everything's moving the way it should be, and then you know, at the end of it, you guys are the one kissing the yard of bricks.
And
so
it
to
takes
speak,
a lot
right?
for that magic to happen. And then from 2018 on, that's what we at TGM expect every year, every weekend, every race. We know that magic is there, so let's make it happen. So there'll be more championships and wins and all the above.